Hey YouTube, this is Southern Prepper 1 and welcome to Boots on the Ground. If you have anything to offer, please send it to Southern Prepper 1, the number 1, southernprepper1 at yahoo.com. Let's get right into it. Lots to cover. The Bank of America CEO said he is expecting a mild recession in 2023, sounding a more positive note about the state of the economy that many in the financial world have been broadcasting amidst a 40-year high inflation. Other people said, like J.P. Morgan Chase, said he saw a hurricane gathering on the economy horizon over the summer as the Federal Reserve began the program of quantitative tightening, sending equity markets into a free fall. But economists cautioned that a strong job market and a healthy level of consumption were pushing it in the opposite direction of a general downturn in the economy. He also then said the hurricane season is now closed. Also, at the end of the day, the consumer has held on well. He said the consumer has stayed reasonably strong because they're employed. I have no idea where he's getting this information from. I think it would be wise to listen to boots on the ground and the average people that are struggling. There is a recession coming. The U.S. House passed legislation Wednesday to block the freight rail strike that Biden warned would cripple the economy. The bill binds company and workers to the deal reached in September that was negotiated by Biden that was then rejected by workers in 4 of the 12 unions. The House separately voted 221 to 207 to pass a related bill that would revise the original deal to add 7 days of paid sick leave to the contract. And this was a key sticking point. It now heads to the Senate for approval. A young couple in Little Rock were storing their wedding gifts in a secured, gated storage locker because of lack of room in their very small apartment. A day or two after the wedding, the storage unit was broken into and all the gifts were stolen. When the police went to review the security video, they found the video had malfunction in that section of the facility the night of the robbery. An inside job for sure, but no proof. There was a number of items worth several $1,000s stolen. I've been thinking of storing some of our bulkier preps in a storage nearby facility. I'm now thinking that a game camera or an alarm that sends a message to my home might be a solution to add another level of security to valuable gear. Perhaps installing a remote-controlled loud alarm in the unit itself that has to be disarmed before entering would be enough of a deterrent. I'm interested to know what you and others may think. So there you go. You got a question there. What could they do? Now, the best thing is keep all your important survival prepping items at your house, but if you have to store it, what else can you do to ensure it won't get broken into and taken? I heard your report on the possible rail strike on December 9th. It is true that railroad workers or field workers don't get paid sick leaves. What we have to file for our sick benefits through the Railroad Retirement Board. If we get approved, it is for a mere $82 per day. And we have to file paperwork ourselves. We have no personnel officer to assist in this matter. It's like a circus. You have to jump through all kinds of hoops for the next to nothing benefit. Trained men can hardly schedule a doctor's appointment without getting penalized by the company attendance policy. The rail companies are tyrants, obsessed with the bottom line and taking care of the board of directors. And this is coming from someone that's working in the field. I went to my local hospital today for a routine blood draw. Small town in Middle Tennessee. The wait in the ER was about 15 minutes. Very few patients while I was there, maybe 4 to 5. The blood draw was routine. I asked about supply staffing problems, and the person doing the draw said they were experiencing none of the issues that larger hospitals were having. Another plus of small town or rural living. This morning I visited with the owner of a local small town grocery store about no cauliflower in the produce section. And generally the census is it's too expensive to stock, so you might not find it. So if you're really looking for cauliflower, you might not find it, and it's just because no one wants to buy it at high prices and then pass that on to their customers. It makes them, I guess, look bad too. This is a report from Eastern Nebraska. Walmart, 5 dozen egg packages are back in stock, but they're $4 more than a month ago. That's a hefty increase. However, I advise your viewers to pay attention to the per unit price, especially at Walmart. Sometimes a smarter idea to buy bigger packages does not give you the better deal, and I echo that. And they did. They attached some pictures showing the 36-pack of eggs and the 60-pack of eggs, and actually the 36-pack of eggs, it was a lot cheaper than buying a big 60-pack. So look per unit or per ounce. Always look on that. I worked 7 years as an intermodal truck driver for a non-union trucking company. While driving, I saw 2 strikes. One was a UPS, and the strike was nasty, and we never crossed the line. UPS gave in to about 60 to 70% of the union's demand, so the drivers and sorting crew could feel they had won. But a national rail strike cannot be solved by tyrannical dictates that will only serve to harden the truck or the train drivers' hearts. Congress needs to stay out of this. They can't solve this problem. The lack of needed time off, harming family lives, and or forcing train drivers to operate in an unsafe manner, tired, will not win. Some of these guys are 40 years old or more. They need to be able to call in sick and have a co-operator that can handle driving while they use the restroom. As a 1 million mile truck driver, I've learned fatigue and to watch for unsafe drivers due to extreme fatigue. Unsafe union needs to be able to hold the company's feet to the fire for safety. With your recent comments received by viewers, I have suspicions that I'm hoping can be verified by the expert among your viewers. I've tried to research my theory, but I'm finding conflicting results on the internet. Not surprised anymore. The behavioral change and death of birds and small animals without sign of trauma may be related to the 5G tower transmission. Remember, all these towers that were erected while we were under COVID lockdown, they're probably operational now. So, anyone have anything to add to that without going down any rabbit holes? This is in the Tulsa area, Oklahoma. My husband works at a power plant. He told me yesterday that the plant purchases, the purchaser said if the train strikes happen, that he won't get their weekly shipment of an acid that they need to run the plant. He told me what the acid is, but I don't remember. The point is the plant cannot run without it, and they will shut down. He told me every power plant he knows needs this acid to run. So if anyone knows what this is, please put it in the comment section. Our natural gas company announced that they will be increasing rates again. I locked in our rate a couple of months ago. I'm praying that this helps us with this rate increase. We went to our local Walmart right before Thanksgiving. It was so busy with shoppers. It was stocked like it had been for the last 6 months to a year. Plenty of some things, sparse or none of other things. It's the fresh produce section that bothered me most. Everything I looked at was rotted. Some things were already molded. It was disgusting. One other shopper commented how rotten the produce was. We have 2 other stores in our small town that we can go to, and their produce section isn't much better. I've also noticed that if you find good produce, once you get it home, it is only good for a day or 2. This is widespread about the produce. I don't know what is going on. If it's just sitting longer because they're waiting for a full truck. It is a huge problem that I've experienced every time I go to the grocery store. I have to pick through things. This is consumer confidence numbers across the United States declined for the 2nd straight month in November, according to the Conference Board. It dropped in November after also losing ground in October. This is Manitoba. So the Manitoba, I guess, would be Canada. This is some pictures they sent me. The first is Walmart around, well, actually a couple pictures. And they were just lots of empty space in the over-the-counter pharmacy medicine. So like cold medicine, headache medicine, stuff like that. We've been stressing here a lot with reports and pictures that are being sent to me. Buy everything you need for the next year over-the-counter medicine, please. This was good. Kansas City gas, $2.94. So that's definitely a pretty decent price. He's also saying, I'm in the packing industry and things are weird. Everyone wants it now. There is no forward planning, massive confusions, jobs coming with no clue on expectation, and then they scream that they need it now. Freight is an absolute, I'll just say, crap show right now. If they don't lose it, they damage it. Over $20,000 in damage in 2 months for this, I guess, is one business. This person says, I'm in the suburbs of Dallas, Texas. I was shocked today to find that my 99-cent store is closing, plus several long local restaurants, 40-year-old ones, are closing. Usually, our area is nearly recession-proof, but this has been several knockout punches. And this is Dallas, Texas. I had a friend who took a road trip from Colorado to North Carolina. Strange things about the drive is anytime they passed a Target truck, their radio had a strange feedback only while passing along the side of the entire Target semi. Thought it was strange. On their return back, the same thing happened, but only with the Target trucks. Wondering what it could be. Some type of GPS locator, I don't know. The people that are reporting rats, mice, and dead rabbits, I just had 2 dead birds in my backyard, only a foot apart. Strange thing, there was no signs of an attack. I've lived here for many years and only had a dead bird if it was attacked by a predator. And this is in Colorado. Wendy's in Colorado, out of lettuce. Because you're reporting it, it was not surprising to me. It's the beginning of the new normal. Also, Sam's Club in Arizona limiting how many eggs you can buy. This is from Maryland. Because the Supreme Court ruling, Maryland is now a will issue state. My brother and I jumped on this and did our 16 hours of training from SOTERIA. SOTERIA. I'll put the link for their location, training, which I highly recommend. We got our carry permits last week, and my wife should get hers next week. Our training went well and way above the Maryland requirement that is required. They did a great job at this location training. So I will put that link in there. So if you're in the Maryland area and you need some training, it sounds like a good place. I just got my new budget bill amount, and this is for electricity. And I'm actually making less this year than last year, and I just got hit with $100 per month increase on my electric bill. That is $1,200. That's a lot of money per year, especially when last year you made more than this year. I volunteered at a local museum that has a cafe. The menus include dishes made from produce from local organic farms. I wonder how long they can continue this, because I've overheard one of the cooks saying they're spending $100 for a case of organically grown lettuce. And this is in Narrowsburg, New York. This is Wisconsin, the Duluth, Minnesota area there. There's a couple that occasionally follows the UPS, United States Postal Service packages. They deliver. And what they're doing is stealing the deliveries after they're made. So keep your head and watch out for your neighbors. A lot of people are stealing packages off of people's front doors. So if you see something, try to get the tag number. This is from MK, a reporter over in Australia. Dangerous precedent in New Zealand. Courts seek to obtain guardianship of an infant requiring heart surgery after parents refuse to allow a COVID-vaccinated blood donor to be used in the transfusion during surgery. This will allow surgery to proceed using blood from vaccinated donors and against the parents' wishes. My understanding is that the blood pack is not identified as from a vaccinated donor or not, so the likelihood of blood from a vaccinated donor is high, as New Zealand is highly vaccinated. This person said, "Thank you, David, and thank you to all who sends in information on what is taking place around the world. I work at an all-natural and organic grocery store in Chicago, and today when I came into work, I noticed that out of 12 different sizes of egg sizes that we carry, we only had 4 of them on the shelf. You see, we don't get deliveries on Tuesdays and Saturdays, so we must order more the day before to carry us through the next day. This was never an issue in the past. Something definitely is going on here, and it is not good." My wife had a run-in with what we believe to be a scammer at our local grocery store in Denver, North Carolina. My wife made a quick trip to the grocery store tonight about 8 p.m. to grab a few things. She was approached by a man with a young 6-year-old girl who handed her a printed and laminated card that read something to the effect of, "I have 5 kids and need money to feed them." Once she read it and looked up, the young girl looked at her and said, "Please." My wife offered to purchase groceries but declined to give him money. The man never spoke a word, and he walked away with the girl and approached another customer. My wife informed the store manager of the interaction she had as she checked out. The manager said he would find out and offered them assistance through their store food program. This is the second time my wife has had a strange encounter at the grocery store after dark. Needless to say, our new procedure will require me to accompany her at any grocery store visit after dark. We live in a semi-rural area. However, we're just outside of the Charlotte area, and this has been creeping towards us, and more interesting people have begun to visit our quaint and boring town. Stay safe, everyone. Buddy shopping is a must now. I have been harping on this. You're going to go to the grocery store, take a battle buddy. I live in southern New Hampshire, and we go to Walmart to buy eggs. 2 months ago, the box of 60 was just under $12. 1 month ago was just under $15, and today they're asking $17.70. And also, prices are going up on everything in the store, but they have a pretty solid inventory. This person wants to stress it is hard in the Southern Oregon area to find a veterinarian. So you need to probably find one now before you have an emergency and develop that relationship, because if not, you won't be able to find a vet if your animal has an emergency. I'm sure you know about all these stores, but they're getting worse. We're here in the Asheville-Weaverville area. Today, we could not believe how decimated the inventory was compared to just 2 weeks ago. It was very bad then, but today was a shocker. Aldi has been filling shelves with junk dry goods and had been looking like a dollar store, but today they couldn't hide the troubles. Get ready at any price. I live in northern Utah. My house is located 150 yards away from a railroad track, but all around us is open land. Today I saw roughly 60 to 70 train maintenance vehicles and or track rebuilding heavy equipment vehicles driving by, coming from the west, heading east towards one of our town's Union Pacific hubs. Whether or not this is related to the possible strike or there's some major rebuilding going on, I'm not sure of. Typically, when they fix a track with this equipment, we only see 5 to 10 pieces of equipment, but this is very rare. We have been in our home for 8 years now and have never seen the equipments even close to this number going by. Just wanted to add this to all the strange things happening across America. Not sure if this means anything, but be prepared. I live here in Pennsylvania and just want to get a warning from other viewers of your channel. I know that we've mentioned about stocking up on medication like Tylenol and other things, but people need to make sure they have things for their children right now. Right now, several of my friends have kids and they have the hardest time trying to find children's medicine like Motrin. I would suggest if you see some to pick it up. Even if you don't need it right now, you might find someone that you know that will need it for their children. This person said Gas Buddy. They love Gas Buddy, and Gas Buddy is a great app, and it will definitely save you money. Find the cheapest gas in your area. My husband and I are Americans, and I'm retired in 2020 to Panama. Our local bank has sent us a 34-page contract requiring us to sign, which authorizes them to collect fingerprints, voice, and images. I assume this is our facial pictures. They can collect and share all kinds of data on us. They also require proof of income every year from now on, which is a copy of our IRS tax return, Social Security income, verification letter, pension letter. I did not read the entire 34 pages. I ignored it and I didn't sign it. Now they're pressuring us to sign, so we closed our account today. This is way too intrusive. No thanks. Luckily, we have another local bank account and hope they don't start the same thing. I opened my auto insurance statement today, and I'm seeing close to a 20% increase in my rates. I called State Farm, and they informed me, basically, to repair your vehicle, everything's going up, from labor to parts, and that's all it is. We're in a small town south of Charlotte. No eggs yesterday at our local Food Line grocery store. Another, Wegmans in Buffalo area, completely out of eggs. Our nephew, who has just been diagnosed with stage 3 lung cancer, had to meet with his doctor 2 weeks ago in Florence, South Carolina. He had to wait 2 hours to see the doctor, and after that, he had to wait 3 hours for a biopsy. After the biopsy, the doctor noticed his face was red. The doctor asked why. Our nephew told him that he had to wait 2 hours and then another 3 hours, so that's a 5-hour wait, and this made him upset. The doctor apologized and understood his frustration, but it was due to staffing shortages. So, there you go, some boots on the ground. Just keep prepping. Worry about things you can control. If you can't control it, don't worry about it. Think about, what can I do today that I can control? And that could be putting some beans and rice back, filling up some water bottles. Thanks for watching.